Fantastic stuff. Looks like a really interesting, intriguing show there. Fatih, I have a question for you, if I may. We can see that this is in some ways a kind of classical Turkish drama with all the elements that we would expect. But equally, it looks like it's not quite such an ordinary love triangle. So tell us what the innovation is in this title and some of the story behind it.
This is a movie. That was a movie, and it's called The Dam, which the translation of The Dam is the Turkish name. But when we say The Dam, it doesn't mean something for the international audience. So because in Turkey there is that title movie, and people know that movie. So we changed the name. I like that movie a lot. Because I like Cyrano de Bergerac story too. So this is a Cyrano de Bergerac story. So she loved someone's speech, word, whatever it is, but on the other's face, which is, for both of them, it's so sad story. For three of them, it's so sad because she loves somebody that she doesn't know, and Cyrano fall in love with somebody, but he couldn't show her face. He couldn't show her face, his face. And the other one is a young, handsome guy, but the woman who fall in love with him is not fall in love for his words, but just for the face. So it's so sad story. I like that story a lot. And we adapt that movie too, because we thought what will be that kind of love in our days. So doing those, fall in love with messages and everything in social media, using social media is so fit that story. So we use those social media things because they know each other by social media, but not their faces. So and then woman decided to go at them, which is, I love those pictures and everything. When we show the first episode, I think people also love this. All those pictures too. It was that story is not taking place in a city, but it's take place in somewhere which is in the middle of nowhere. So didn't refer any city, any place. It's just a dam in somewhere. So that's why I think people love this story too, because they like the story, the love in it, and also they like the pictures and everything. So I personally have another things with that thing story, because as I love this a lot, I shoot the first episode as a director. So I also direct the first episode, and then from second episode on, there'll be another director, which we work together in the first episode too. And it's pity we just released 2 episodes because we did before pandemic, and we are going to start shooting of the 3rd episode, I think 2 days later, at the end of this week. So its ratings were so surprised for all of us, because it was beyond our expectations, also beyond Fox TV's expectations too. But yeah, it started with 8+ ratings, which is, and it became number 2 episode of the day. So hopefully international audience will also like this story, because there are some classic stories and they are not, they are always new. Cyrano de Bergerac is one of them, and you can do many times of that story, and they will work because it's classic. People like it, that's why it's classic. So I think people like this story all around the world too. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, well, yeah, it looks like a fascinating show. Feyyaz, if I may, I'll turn to you next. You were one of the lead actors on Woman, and now we have this quite extraordinary love triangle, fantastic setting as well, and a whole backstory to the show as well. How do you think this show is different from the other sort of more common plots? And tell us a little bit about your character and perhaps how she fits into this story.
Hi, Richard. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And hi to everybody who are presented there. Well, as you mentioned, it's not that much classical actually. We have this kind of stories on the Turkish television serial before, but this is a bit different than the others. Well, first of all, I have to give some quick information about Nazım. And then you can understand what's the differences between them. Because almost 3 seasons I have acted in Kadın, Women, that we presented on Fox TV also. I was in the love triangle there, but it's totally different than this one. Thanks God, in real life, I haven't experienced love triangle before. This one, Nazım is all like 40-45 years old, very mature guy, and he's a foreman of a dam's construction, and he's responsible of everything that's going on in dam. And he's totally isolated himself from the social life and from the community, and the only thing that the only good time that he has in his entire life is the dog that he found on the street, and also the conversation that's going on between Nehir and Nazım on the dating side. He got a big scarf, as you see on the screen. He got a big scarf. Well, we know what's going on in the past, but our audiences doesn't know anything about his past, and it's going to be a big surprise for them. He's like, as I mentioned, in the triangle, the love triangle. He's spending good time actually on the dating side with Nehir, without seeing each other, without seeing their faces, without knowing how they look like, and till she shows up on the construction area, and then, well, first she sends her picture to him, and she would love to see each other on the construction area, but because of his face and his past, he's not. He doesn't dare to send his picture, and instead of his picture, he's sending the other guy who is going to show up on the construction area soon. Name is Tarık. And then, everything is getting complicated, and he cannot solve the problem because he has to live with this lie. And actually, 3 of them, these 3 main characters, they are living with different lies, and they cover their IDs from each other. And even I don't know what's going to happen in the future. And in Kadın, actually, I was in the love triangle, but he was in the social life. He was living in his town with his family, with parents, and he had friends. He was educating. But in this television production, he's totally isolated by the social life and from the community. That's why, you know, it's like there's big differences between them, and we are trying to tell the audiences what's the love, what's the real life, what's the true love, and we asking some question to audiences who has to be selected by Nehir between two male characters.
Fantastic, thank you.
Damla, I have a very short question to Damla and also to Nehir. Okay, so do you think love is beyond beauty?
Well, love is seen through a different lens in today's world. People have different perceptions about love. They have different interpretations of love. So I think love needs to penetrate into the soul, and this TV series shows you that. Now there are so many cliched understandings about love, but actually beyond the scenes or beyond what is seen, you need to look into what is invisible. And I think Nehir sees that in Nazım. They've never seen one another, and they haven't even heard each other speak, but they write to one another and they find love. And Nehir wants to find herself first and foremost, but by talking to him, in a way, she was able to discover herself.
Bakalım, I'm talking in Turkish also. Let's see who Nehir is going to choose. Who? Yeah. So, thank you very much for your answer. Richard?
Thank you for that. I have a question for Burak, if I may. Let's talk about your character, because he's a fascinating individual. Tarık is a city boy, a womanizer, who comes to the dam construction site and eventually falls with Nehir. Give us some insights about what you like most about the part you play, and about your character, and perhaps tell us about how you found working with this crew and on the show.
I just want to start with the crew because, I'm so proud of being part of the crew, being part of MEDYAPIM, and actress and actor guys in the series are so professional. So I love crew and everything about the series. My inside of my character is Tarık. As you can see on the TV, Tarık is spoiled womanizer. What's the thing that I like most is I think I love Tarık's energy. He's always up. Even if he thinks he's losing, he's always finding something positive and going to the best place that he can be. I don't know if I can explain.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I didn't think that Tarık was going to fall in love, because when Nazım first told him there's a woman that I'm talking and you need to face to her, he was thinking that there's an old woman, he's not gonna like her. Mm-hmm. And then when he saw her first, he was shocked because who is this girl? She's beautiful, young, and there's a big age gap between them, and and it was chance to get rid of this dam. He saw her eyes, and then he saw that he can get rid of this place. At the same, I love Tarık because his energy is so good. So that's all I can say about Tarık.
Great, thank you. Ateş, I think you have a question.
My next question is to Mehmet. So Mehmet, when deciding on new titles or acquiring new shows or starting a new production, how much is important the international appeal of the show? What is the importance of the international monetization? So, can you just tell us about this in detail?
Yeah. Well, as a channel, the goal is to have the prototype of 90% of shows that are international sellable in order to justify the production cost and as well as have a decent, let's say, P&L for the channel. The international sales gives us the luxury to invest more on the production, so the production becomes high quality, and high quality brings more viewers in terms of the global scale. So as an international company, our aim is to have titles that are appealing to not only to Turkish citizens but also across the globe.
Really interesting stuff there. Yeah, and certainly we've seen that being reflected in the international interest in the shows that are coming out of Turkey and becoming a staple for audiences around the world. I think we're running out of time. Thank you very much, Mehmet, for that, and everyone on the panel. Fantastic to hear about those shows and Mad's work as well, of course. Atesh, do you have any other news?
Yeah, we have a small surprise, a big news, I would say. It's better if Fatih Aksoy announced this one because. Yeah, I gave my word to him. It's better.
Yeah, today we, before coming here, we were having a rehearsal of a new show, reading rehearsal. So in that reading rehearsal, I was with a big international star. So there will be a new show from October on Fox TV with Beren Gökyıldız. Now she's here.
Please, Beren, come over here.